This is Karikter Asked It. You already know Karikter did it. I'm here with the beast of a man, Luqman. Luqman, tell him about yourself, bro.
What up, man? It's Luqman, 705Luqman. I'm from Peterborough, Ontario. I've been doing music for a long time now, probably about 15 years or so, but realistically my whole life, because I used to sing and all that kind of stuff. But I've been writing for about 15 years, hip-hop and poetry. And my whole goal is just to aspire to inspire and motivate and be better myself every day and make sure everyone else is trying to be better every day.
Damn. Beautifully said. What motivated you originally to become an artist?
So I think at the end of the day, everything that motivated me was probably my childhood, my upbringing. I had a great mom, great grandma, great support, but I didn't really have a father. So my father was never there as a kid. Always had like stepfathers and just like dysfunctional kind of relationships. So I think it was more so just to express myself and how I felt at the end of the day and kind of like get some of that pent up anger and rage out. And that was the best.
In what ways have you seen growth in your musical journey?
I would say just the freedom of expression and being able to connect my thoughts to the paper, being able to say how I feel and what I mean and actually have it be authentic to who I am. That's been the process, right? Because at the start, you kind of, you have songs you like, some you don't, but now I'm at the point where I genuinely like every single song that I create, and I feel like it's authentically me, no matter if it's coming from like a more angry place or a more fun place or more this or that. It's like it's genuinely a facet of my being, right? So I think that's the biggest thing, is just being able to be authentic with my music and also make bangers that people enjoy, myself included, enjoy.
Okay. Hell yeah. What are some of the obstacles that you faced?
In music specifically?
I mean, life affects the music affects
That's exactly it. That's 100% it, right? And that's the thing too, is the music itself is really a representation of what I've gone through and how I've kind of dealt with it. So, I mean, if I go to my most recent traumatic event, that would have been in 2017. I was living in BC, British Columbia. And long story short, I was kind of partying a lot, doing a lot of drugs, playing a lot of shows, burning the candle at both ends, working, just always on the go, sleep deprivation. And I ended up getting thrown into a full-blown manic psychosis. And that was really wild. I lost my job, lost my girlfriend, lost my house, was in the psych ward for a couple months, being locked up, injected with pharmaceuticals, all sorts of crazy stuff, man. And that was a really big turning point for me to just completely get sober and cut off everything and really focus even harder on my music and dive into my faith and my understanding of how things work from my, small perspective. So that really changed my life and my music forever. And ever since then, my music has just been just on a different level. I've just been really tapping into myself and into God as much as I can.
Wow, man. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but it's kind of one of those things that like it had to happen, and now you're here, such a better person. So
that's 100% it, man. The darkest night of the soul is where you find the brightest light in your soul. So
oof.
I was on the top too.
Man, can you write that down before we end, bro? You gotta lay that soon.
That was a bar for real, dude.
That was a hard bar. What? That's like a hook right there, bro. Like
for real. That's the thing too. I have an extensive background in freestyling, right? So I'd always be at parties and be like, "Oh, Chris, freestyle." So I've always loved freestyling. So that's the thing right there.
Hell yeah. All right. So, what are some of the mistakes you made?
I would say some of the biggest mistakes in life that I've made, and I think anybody can actually make, is doing something so much that you lose yourself, whether it's loving someone too fast, too quickly and losing yourself, whether it's being involved in drugs and party too quickly, whether it's work, whether it's this, anything you could imagine. You do it too much, you start to negate everything else around you and kind of get this tunnel vision. And it can be good for certain sprints of time, but once you lose yourself, it's hard to get yourself back, right? And I specifically learned that with relationships.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate on that at all?
Yeah, for sure. So, like, let's say, for example, falling in love, right? So, falling for someone too quickly, telling them too much, sharing too much, not really letting them earn right into your life. You more so just kind of give it. And then everything evolves so fast, and you kind of lose a part of your being, your independence. You want to be with them all the time. You want to, anything you're doing, you're seeing what they're doing first instead of focusing on your stuff, focusing on your purpose. And I think in today's day and age, especially as a man, you got to be so honed in on your purpose like the other relationships outside, especially if it's a romantic one, that's kind of like a second place thing. You should never put someone before yourself, before your family, before your, your spiritual practice, whatever that is, right? You kind of want to have that be the secondary thing. And if you dive too fast into someone too quickly, it's going to be nothing but pain and damage in the end, right, for everybody.
Man, you're just spitting all sorts of wisdom, man. You're the first artist that I can ask this to because you actually do have a pretty decent following. And your following is they're very strong supporters. Tell me about the following, how you got it, and what it means to you.
So the following, man, honestly, it's been a long process. Just constant shows, constant letting stuff go, music. I've always kind of known quite a few people. I've been like, I guess you could say, somewhat. Like when you're in high school, you kind of know everybody, but you're not really part of any specific clique. So I kind of go along with the jocks, the nerds, the skaters, the this and that.
You just kind of walk around the whole lunch period, like.
Yeah, so I've always kind of been like a popular guy. I'm a bigger dude, 6'4", 300 plus pounds. So I'm hard to miss. So a lot of people don't know me. Yeah, so you get to know people just through that alone. And then once people have conversations with you, they figure out who you are, they're really engaged and they want to know what you're about, right? So half the time when I'm out and about, especially like downtown or something, I don't even really bring up music ever. It's always, they're more inquiring to me. And then they find out, oh, you do music? And we just talk for 30, 40 minutes without even mentioning music. And that makes them almost more likely to check out my music and follow me because I'm not like, hey, I make music, hey, follow me, this, and that. Damn. It's like, no, I find out who you are as a person first, we form a connection, and then you're more likely to be like, damn, like, what are you into? What are you up to? I'm like, oh, yeah, I got a show coming up this week. You got a show? What do you mean? You didn't even tell me. Well, yeah, because, I like to be people to people first, right? So I think building actual true connections is one of the keys to having a true following and people who are engaged. Because I'd rather have, 1,000 engaged followers who love what I'm doing, who love me for who I am, than 100,000 who don't really know anything about me, who don't really care about me, and they're just there to maybe see me be acting fool or some shit,
Yep. No, absolutely.
So I think the biggest thing is connection and building some sort of community and actually just caring about people. I think if you actually care, people are more likely to care about you. So.
Absolutely. You're 100% correct. And again, that's part of the reason what I'm hoping these documentaries accomplish is I'm hoping these independent artists, and I feel so close to them, and I've never spoken to them like this before, So, and all I see them as is a Instagram profile, and I see them as their IG tag, and I think of them as like a digital person. So, what I'm hoping this does is it helps everyone build their brand because it's going to help show who they are as people.
100%, because we are more than our avatars, right? That's a very facial image. Even if you see someone in person, you may see this and have preconceived notions and read them like a book or whatever, judge a book by its cover. But at the end of the day, until you really get to know someone, you don't really know that much about them. You just see the outside. You don't see the years, what they've been through, what they've learned, their trials and tribulations. You just see the outside of a person. So especially on social media, you see the best of everyone. No one's posting, oh, I had a shitty day today, oh, this is that. Some people do, but for the most part, like independent artists on Instagram, you're only posting your wins, you're posting your shows, you're posting this, you're posting that. No one knows who you are as an individual. Right?
Absolutely. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping this gets to be a platform where people can get to spread who they are as individuals and not just Instagram profiles. What does success with your music look like to you?
Nice, I like that. Because today, a lot of people define success by, how much money you're making, your following, this, and that. It's like they put an objective thing on success. And I will agree to a certain point that is a fact, right? There's certain numbers you have to measure up and it's objective. But to me, success has a little bit more of a nuance to it and a little more subjectivity. Yes, I would like to be, we're still there?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just sitting still. Cool. So yeah, I would like to be fully self-supported of just my music, be able to support myself, my family, do more endeavors in the community and money-based. But at the end of the day, success for me is enjoying my music, enjoying that I make music and actually liking it, having other people that I care about like my music and enjoy my music, want to come to my shows, want to support me. And at the end of the day, it's about inspiring people and motivating people with my art. And to me, that's the biggest success. If I can actually change lives with music, to me, that means more than making as much money as possible.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. What's your writing process like? Like, what is the process for you when you start and finish,
Yeah. So for me, man, because like I said, I have a freestyle background, so I'm very in the moment. So I'll put on a beat. If I like the beat, it'll just hit me right away. And basically, man, I start writing, and it's very free flowing. It's almost like I'm freestyling at the time. So I can bang out a song. Sometimes I bang out songs in like 30 minutes. You know, I had days where I write 5 songs in one day, right? So it kind of depends. I have to go based off how I'm really feeling at the time, and I try not to force things. I think that's the worst thing you can do as a writer is force it. Let the creative sparks come. Listen to a bunch of beats. When something really hits your soul, you will be able to write. I think that's the thing. Is people think you gotta force it, you gotta force it, you gotta write, but only in very few circumstances is that the right move. For me, at this point in my career, I have to really feel that beat. If I like that beat, I am writing right then, right there. No ands or buts. So I think the biggest thing is making sure you have that spark before you start writing. If you're not really feeling it, don't bother, man. Go do something else. Go learn something. It'll inspire you for later. Go for a walk. You know, take in something. Have a conversation with someone. That might inspire your next song, right?
No doubt. No, that's good advice. That's good advice. All right, my last question for you. And this is not music related, but what's something unique about yourself that most people don't know?
Off the top, I think my mental prowess. I think most people don't know the insides of my mind, and I guess that's the same for a lot of people, right? But just the weird little stuff I've done over time to kind of get to where I'm at mentally and physically. I think that's one of the biggest things, because I think people see like a big dude doing music, doing this, followers, yada yada yada. And like when I'm out in public, I'm very charismatic. I talk to a lot of people. I give most people the time of day. So I don't think people really realize just my mindset and where I'm actually at. To be able to post on a regular basis, to drop music every month, to do this and that. And I think people kind of like he's just doing it. But it's a lot of work mentally to put yourself in that position to constantly expose yourself to the population and without any expectations, and because obviously you have criticism, you have people who praise you. So I think getting attached to that is one of the worst things you can do. And you have to kind of let go of everything. So I think that's the biggest thing is people don't understand how, where my mind's at, basically, I should say, what my mindset is.
What is your mindset like what gets you up every day and go harder than like you're at the gym. We were talking about you're at the gym all the time, you write these songs, you go to shows, what is it?
Man, honestly, it's a very grateful, very thankful mindset with an element of kind of like a monster. Like I'm hungry, I want to get it, I want to get after it, and I'm grateful every day that I wake up that I have another opportunity to do as much as I can. And that's the biggest thing too, because I'm a faithful man. I believe wholeheartedly in God, and He's brought me through some of the craziest stuff in my life ever. Like I would not be where I'm at today without God and my family. So I think the biggest thing that drives me is my family and God first and foremost, and wanting to provide and put on for them, and also represent my city and really put Peterborough on the map. To be honest, man, that's always been kind of like a dream for me.
Hell yeah! No, that's you're the grateful beast, bro. The grateful beast.
Some people see the beast attitude, and it might be seen as like overconfident and cocky, this and that. And like to an element, I think if you really want to make it and be super successful in music, you have to have a high level of confidence, maybe even seen as overconfident or arrogant to most. But at the end of the day, I truly am humble and grateful for every opportunity I get. And yeah, man, you just gotta attack things, man. You gotta be a monster and know how to control it too, though, right?
Absolutely. I heard a thing the other day, and I've always felt the same, like why people have to be so cocky. And I heard this, it really kind of changed everything that I think about that. It's, most people who make music have especially rap, have a tumultuous past. And they were raised in an environment that was not inducive to self-esteem. So when they're saying they're the best rappers, they're not even saying they're the best rapper. They're not being cocky. It's self-affirmation.
100%. That's 100%.
Reminding themselves that they're the shit.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing too. And rap is one of the most competitive music forms, right? It's like, let's be real. All other music, like name another genre that is so cutthroat and you have to prove that you have lyrical prowess and lyrics and bars and flows and all these different things come into rap,
Plus,
and
I never heard a country diss track.
Exactly. Like where's the country diss tracks at? Where's the where's the classical 1v1s and this and this and that? It's all that kind of stuff is all done in hip hop, man. All the beef is in hip hop. You don't hear pop stars going at each other on track.
Absolutely.
Okay? So that's where the egos definitely collide as in hip hop. At the end of the day, it's because everyone, kind of wants to assert their dominance. I'm here forever. I'm doing my thing. I'm different. I'm special. It's like, that's cool, but you also got to be able to back it up, right? That's the biggest thing. You got to be able to keep that going. And I think that's where a lot of people actually end up falling off. And that's what separates the greats from just kind of like the good, is the people that can do it decade after decade after decade, et cetera, right?
No, absolutely. And plus the other side of it is, it feels good to listen to those songs. And when people are rapping along to those songs, they're not talking about you in their heads. It's you're making them a beast. That's your energy entering them.
Exactly.
That's your mental prowess that you're talking about. I feel like that's what you put in your music, and that's what it sparks. Like I told you the other day, you made a song that made me want to cry and then go rob a bank, bro.
That's it, and that's the thing is like, as a dichotomous individual, I have all those different feelings and emotions, right? It's like, I want to cry one time, but it's also I want to go, beat the bank teller one time. So when you can kind of mix that and marry that into a song, I feel like that's when you get those magic sparks, right? Because as humans, we've all felt the spectrum of emotions. I don't care who you are, you've felt every emotion at least a couple times in your life, right? So if you can make someone feel a couple of those in one song, damn, I think that's magic to me, right? And I really love that.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah, brother.
That's all I got, man. Unless there's anything else you want to say, like make sure because I'll cut, whatever. Like say something about yourself and show your IG, that all that. Like.
Yeah. No, just thank you very much for the opportunity. It's been a great interview, very professional. I really liked it. And it's your boy Luqman at 705Luqman, all over social media, LUQMAN, all over streaming platforms, man. And much love. I appreciate each and one of you that take the time to listen to me. And it's blessed. Nothing but love, man.
Absolutely. All right. This has been Karikter Asked It. We'll see you next time.